Good afternoon. Today we'll study John Milton. Milton's grand epic, Paradise Lost. Today I'll start with book 1. I'll teach you all starting 5 lines. Lines 1 to 5. Now, in starting 5 lines, Milton gives the idea not only what happens in book 1 but in the entire books, and he gives the idea of the whole of Paradise Lost. Don't forget that Milton's English was basically Latinate, Latinate. Now, he uses English words, but you can say the words have Latin derivations. Now, the first line, of man's first disobedience. Of, this is not the English preposition of, rather it's used in the Latin sense. Of, in Latin sense it means concerning. It has come from Latin de, which means concerning in English. So concerning man's, the Hebrew name Adam means man. Now man's, or is it woman's? In book 9, you have 2 falls. First of Eve's, then of Adam's. In Hebrew, woman was referred to as of man, Isha, Isshah. Woman is a name of man extracted. You should know something. Let me quote. I'm quoting right. Let me quote it correctly. Woman is her name of man extracted. You should know something, that God made Adam first, and then out of him it took out something to make Eve. So from man the woman was made. So of man's first disobedience. First, it has 2 meanings. First in sequential time, first, second, third, fourth. First, and it also means first in importance, an important sin. First disobedience. Milton, you should also know something, that Milton wrote Paradise Lost to well-read persons, like those persons who already knew the Holy Bible, or who were well-read persons, who were well-read people, who knew the entire matter of Paradise Lost, if not Paradise, who knew the entire story is found in the Old Testament, and all about, even of the New Testament. Milton wrote Paradise Lost for them. He wrote this epic for the scholars, for the well-read people. So the people, those who can connect with Milton properly. So Milton says to them, I am writing this Paradise Lost, regarding man's first disobedience. Now Milton does not need to tell them that Adam and Eve tasted, they plucked the apple of the forbidden tree and they tasted that. Out of that, thereafter they were thrown from heaven and they landed on the earth, or they were thrown on the earth from heaven. So all these things Milton does not need to tell his readers. He knows that his readers already know all these things. So he says, I'm writing Paradise Lost. concerning man's first disobedience. Yeah, I'm writing regarding that. Now, if I tell you the entire Paradise Lost, why did Milton write at all? Milton wrote Paradise Lost to justify the ways of God to man. Now, of Milton says, I'm writing Paradise Lost concerning man's first disobedience. Now, the beat is beat. Look, emphasis falls on the second and third words, and then on the first and third syllables of disobedience. It's like this. The beat is of man's first disobedience. First line of man's, concerning man's first disobedience and the fruit of that forbidden tree. And the fruit has three meanings. One, enjoyment, gain. Second, consequence. Third, apple fruit. There is a figure of speech alliteration where you have the repetition of the same consonant sound, like the furrow followed free, for. Over here even you have an alliteration, or there you can say is an alliterative link between these words, first, fruit and forbidden. The alliterative link between first, fruit and forbidden suggests the organic growth of sin. Now, Milton. Of man's first disobedience, you all know that, and the fruit of that, that you already know it. I told you, Milton is writing this epic to those readers who already know all these things. That. Now that means that well known. That it means that well known. It has come from Latin ILLE, which means well known thing. That well known thing. That forbidden tree whose mortal taste. Now, mortal taste has two meanings. One, deadly, and second, human, HUMAN. After that taste, death came to man, and that taste made man human. Mortal taste brought, if there is no comma, don't stop, whose mortal taste brought death into the world, and all our human beings and all our woe, sorrow, suffering, all our woe, collective suffering of humanity. This is, you can say, the keynote in the poem. Fine. And then what happened? Fourth line. With loss of Eden. Now, ordinarily people think they are, same, whether you say Eden or you call it paradise. But there is a difference. Paradise is a part of Eden. Now, Eden is a big one, and paradise is a garden inside that. Here and everywhere, else, Eden is used for paradise. Though strictly speaking, paradise, the garden, was only a part of Eden. Eden is a big place, paradise is the garden between that, over there. Fine. Thus, at the end of the poem, Adam and Eve, driven out from paradise, I'm quoting now, through Eden, took their solitary way. With loss of Eden, till one greater man is Jesus Christ, being both man and God. And some say the greater hero, the Messiah, till one greater man restore us. Now restore has two meanings. One, replace in a state of grace, free from the effects of sin. So Christ is called the Savior also. And second meaning is make amends for. A-M-E-N-D-S, make amends for. Alright? Till one greater man restore us and regain us the blissful seat. You know, bliss, the unalloyed happiness, the happiness of heaven, the blissful seat. Seat is abode, A-B-O-D-E. So, the entire Paradise Lost, what are we going to study over here? The entire Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost is regarding man's first disobedience, and then man, the fruit what the man had tasted, and then that taste brought death into the world and the human suffering, and then there was loss of Eden till Christ came to teach mankind good things, to lead mankind, and then to show us the path how we can regain the blissful seat, that abode. Paradise Lost is all about this. It is characteristic of Milton's mind, that it ranges hugely backwards and forwards in time and space. And so, it is in the span of opening lines: disobedience, death, woe, loss of Eden, one greater man, regain the blissful seat. The whole vast plan of his story is summed up. That's it. Thank you.